On July 13th, Woodward Heights residents began walking to Woodward Avenue to meet with the Toole Design representatives.
I seen a train.
And the trucks.
Yeah, the trucks.
I count 50 trucks that go by my house every single day. And I'm not talking trucks. I'm talking semis.
Right. And you feel them too in the house?
Yeah.
We're cut off.
Well, honestly, let's be honest. All of this traffic's that going through, it's not benefiting Pleasant Ridge in any way.
Right.
They're not going to Pleasant Ridge businesses.
Cut-thru.
If they need to go to regeneration or the tanning salon, those are on Woodward.
Right.
Go through Woodward. None of this traffic benefits Pleasant Ridge. None of it.
Exactly.
We get no gain from it whatsoever.
It just ruins the livability
It's
of our
through traffic.
neighborhood.
This is a residential street, not a thoroughfare, not a byway.
Amen.
That's what we've been trying to
And you know why the traffic's increased in the last 5 or 6 years? Is because of the stupid road diet on 9 Mile.
Yeah.
It's undrivable now.
Yeah.
These are not Pleasant Ridge residents driving down the street. This is Ferndale mixed-use industrial commercial traffic heading over to Woodward.
Yeah. And
because Ferndale made 9 Mile disaster.
Exactly.
That's what the commission needs to do. Look out for the residents. Don't worry about the non-residents.
But here's my argument. They looked out for the owners of Cork when they were parking. So you made one business owner. You made one business owner happy by blocking off a street. Make 82 residents happy by blocking off a street.
From my view, it appears that Woodward Heights is actually a calm road.
In 2018, traffic on Woodward Heights jumped by an additional 1,200 vehicles per day. The traffic increase was caused by Ferndale's 9 Mile road diet. Woodward Heights had become a cut-through street, the new 9 Mile. Since 2018, the volume of cut-through traffic has only increased. Woodward Heights now receives 4,200 vehicles per day, including over 50 illegal trucks. In 2018, the city refused to discuss reducing the cut-through traffic. The only thing the city would discuss and test was traffic calming, which slows speeding but does not reduce traffic. The Institute for Transportation Engineers says that an excellent residential street receives up to 300 vehicles per day. A good residential street receives 300 to 600 vehicles per day, and an acceptable street receives 600 to 1,200 vehicles. A poor street receives over 1,200 vehicles a day. They say if a street receives over 1,200 vehicles a day, it is in need of change. Woodward Heights gets 4,200 vehicles per day, and over 50 illegal trucks per day. The city said they would not consider reducing traffic. They would only address the speeding, even though speeding was not the main concern. In 2020, the city tested their traffic calming measures to slow the speeders. They tested speed humps, stop signs, bump outs, and pinch points. The calming measures were a disaster, and they were rejected by the residents. Anyone living near the pinch points, stop signs, or speed humps were furious about the added noise, danger, and aggression. 4,200 vehicles a day and over 50 illegal 18-wheelers a day going over speed humps, running stop signs, and racing through pinch points made the situation worse.
No one's stopping for these stop signs, by the way. They're rolling through at 5 to 10 miles an hour, if they even stop at all. The stop signs are a waste of time. They're a joke. No one pays attention to them. And if they do, they're just peeling out away from them because they're pissed off there's a stop sign there.
I just want to say I'm a resident of Woodward Heights for 30 years. I'm honestly saying you're solving nothing, absolutely nothing. We have children on the street. You're presenting hazards. You're creating a great deal of stress. And you're making hazards for pedestrians and children. And I'm frustrated with city government for not being responsive. And you're having the audacity to use silly terms like traffic calming. You're fooling absolutely no one. Absolutely no one.
So traffic calming was rejected and abandoned. In 2021, since the city refused to address the root of the problem, vehicle volume, residents started a petition to force the city to stop the cut-through traffic and illegal trucks once and for all by turning both ends of Woodward Heights into cul-de-sacs, just as the city has done for many Pleasant Ridge streets throughout the years. This traffic reduction petition forced the city to take action. City Manager Jim Bruckman said Toole Design was hired to address the petition, which asked the city for traffic reduction through cul-de-sacs on both ends of Woodward Heights.
I mentioned here, and received a petition from some of the residents of Woodward Heights to close the street. So we said, you know what, we're going to bring in some professionals. So we did a...
The city hired Toole Design to study what the petition asked for: cul-de-sacs on both ends of the street to stop the cut-through traffic and illegal trucks. But instead, Toole concentrated on traffic calming, not reduction. On Toole's online survey, they only asked one question related to the petition. They asked, would you support closing Woodward Heights at the east boundary of the city, at Bermuda South, where the Heights Market was located? Toole didn't mention closing the west side of Woodward Heights, even though the petition asked for this. If the city doesn't put a cul-de-sac on the west end, traffic apps will most likely send drivers to Indiana, Fairwood, and Sylvan. This is not fair for residents of Fairwood or Sylvan. The benefit of stopping cut-through traffic at both ends of Woodward Heights is that the city would then be able to contact traffic app companies and tell them that Woodward Heights is closed. Traffic apps would then stop sending traffic to Woodward Heights. 9 Miles traffic would most likely be rerouted onto Ferndale streets. All of Toole's other survey questions were about traffic calming, which has already been tried, tested, and rejected. The city of Pleasant Ridge just spent $40,000 of taxpayer money to repeat a traffic calming study that was tested and rejected in 2020. At the walkthrough, residents reiterated that they want traffic reduction.
And a bigger problem.
Okay.
Because the volume of cars are more.
It's just the volume, and it's a lot of cars and now there's kids on the street.
Nice nights. I don't know if you'd see it tonight, but like Thursday, Friday, Saturday is the increased traffic you get of motorcycles, all kinds of cars that want to do the cruising. Okay. And it's very loud because people like to blare the music. They got. I thought maybe we'd stop and watch the intersection.
Alex, don't you live right across?
Yeah, I mean, we have kids right there, kids over here, kids right here, all up and down the
Kids
street.
over there, too.
Well, he's got a couple kids.
The problem you're describing, though, is the volume of cars.
Yes.
And Jim, if you're listening, everyone's problem is the volume of cars. We have to address the volume of cars going on.
Toole presented their findings of their survey and walkthrough, and they suggested options, and none of their options reduced traffic, which is what they were hired to study.
So traffic calming is really retrofitting an existing street that was over-designed.
Woodward Heights is a beautiful, historic, and well-designed residential street suffering from Ferndale's road diet and the Pleasant Ridge city government's refusal to stop the cut-through traffic. Toole Design went through a list of traffic calming measures, saying these would be great options for Woodward Heights. Again, these measures were studied and tested and rejected in 2020. When Toole got to the one survey question about adding a cul-de-sac at the east end, Toole quickly dismissed it, saying it would negatively impact emergency vehicles.
Pleasant Ridge uses the Ferndale Fire Department, and Ferndale is used as an EMS route.
They did not mention that there are numerous ways this can be addressed. Emergency vehicles can easily take Gainsborough. Other options include gates that sense emergency vehicles and automatically open. Another option is to narrow the entrances at both ends of Woodward Heights and post them "Do not enter, emergency vehicles only." If they did this, traffic apps would stop sending traffic to Woodward Heights. Ironically, Toole was paid to consult on the upcoming Woodward Avenue road diet that will slow emergency vehicles and life-saving ambulances. With traffic calming, the City of Pleasant Ridge and Toole Design are only dealing with the symptoms of cut-through traffic, not the root of cut-through traffic. The purpose of the $40,000 study was to address the petition. The petition asked for traffic reduction, not calming. The city uses other excuses to not stop the cut-through traffic. They call Woodward Heights a major collector street.
Major collector. So what does that mean? So it's a thing called the National Functional Classification. They collect traffic and distribute them to the main highways.
When the east side of Pleasant Ridge was designed and built, all of the east side streets went across the train tracks. No street was designed or built as a collector street. Through the decades, as the city turned the streets into cul-de-sacs, Woodward Heights took the brunt of the traffic and became a collector street, something it was not designed for.
Major collector street, which means that it is thought of as a street that is designed to kind of collect traffic from other streets and take it to the bigger streets.
The city is paying Toole Design $40,000, and they don't seem to know the history of Woodward Heights. They claim that Woodward Heights was designed as a major collector street. That is not true. Woodward Heights became a collector street against its will.
We've done some research for sure. We're going to walk all the way down to Bermuda and then cross the street and walk back and just talk about some things and have you show me some things.
The residents broke off into 4 groups to observe the traffic, with representatives from Toole, the commissioners, and Mayor Scott. Since 2018, Mayor Scott has denied the problems on Woodward Heights.
From my view, it appears that Woodward Heights is actually a calm road.
When I have to go through each stop sign and I look at all the streets and what traffic is, there's next to no traffic on any of the streets.
None of them.
And then you get to our street and it's just a constant flow of people, so much that I put on my blinker to turn into my house, which is not something I used to have to do.
Okay.
Okay, I just started hearing some observations.
Your analytics determined that speeding's not a problem, so there's no more testing that needs to be done for that. It's the volume and how to deal with the volume.
Yeah.
What about a test?
I was just curious.
Oh, well, you can start the
Now these trucks are always going by.
Oh, I was just curious, like when there is a backup,
Most allowed without
It makes a difference.
So like again, the hum, I get it, there's gonna be a hum of vehicles, but again, I go back to
try to solve traffic problems.
the loud noise, the peeling off, the loud...
Not stopping for pedestrians.
All of it.
Yeah.
All of it. So that, this is just...
It's more quality of living.
Sitting outside.
Try to watch TV and it's the windows. You got to shut your windows because it's just that drone. I know. That's how I'm getting. I just don't.
I open it to air it out and I'm like,
Yeah.
Another excuse the city and Toole uses to disregard traffic reduction is that it could cause some of the cut-through traffic to move to Fairwood and Sylvan. When Woodward Heights residents were asked on the survey if they would support cul-de-sacs at the east end of those streets to stop any cut-through traffic, they overwhelmingly said yes. Woodward Heights residents don't want to push cut-through traffic caused by Ferndale onto any Pleasant Ridge street. The calming measures that Toole says could be great options will cost residents of Pleasant Ridge well over $100,000. The city seems willing to spend at least $140,000 of taxpayer money for calming measures that only make the problems worse and don't address the root of the problem, the volume of cut-through traffic.
As I was just telling Jim, we should not have to suffer the expansion of the Ferndale industrial commercial areas traffic in our residential neighborhood on a residential street that doesn't have a single business. And Pleasant Ridge has nothing to gain by 3,000 cars a day coming through here. Nothing. We shut down Fairwood for a business, one business that's not even there anymore. 82 residents should have a say in the amount of cars that are going down their street.
Well, I think we'll definitely talk about that more tomorrow at the public meeting.
The Toole representative said that they'll talk about traffic reduction at the next meeting. Toole did not discuss traffic reduction at the meeting. In fact, at that meeting, Toole only discussed traffic calming. Toole never mentioned even once cut-through traffic, traffic volume, or traffic reduction. Toole Design is being paid $40,000 by Pleasant Ridge taxpayers to study stopping the cut-through traffic by turning both ends of the street into cul-de-sacs, not traffic calming.
One thing they've never done since I've lived here, we've gone through all of the versions of moving stop signs and traffic lights,
humps, speed humps,
speed humps. God forbid, if you ever put a speed hump, I will track you down. No, I'm just kidding. But one thing they've never done though is address the volume in the ways that I don't know who this gentleman described, which was temporarily just block some things off and see what the traffic patterns look like, see what the volume looks like.
All this is going to be done, and nothing's going to be done.
Right. That's what always happens.
Well, our contract ends with the recommendations, kind of what we find.
Okay.
So, and it's going to be a transparent process. Check the website for any updates of things that we find. So, hope for the best that we can come up with.
The city needs to stop wasting taxpayer money and address the root of the problem. 4,200 cut-through drivers a day and over 50 illegal trucks per day.
It's up against Bruckman, and Bruckman is anti-Woodward Heights.
Well, talk to him.
I agree.
Nice to meet you.
It's true.
Yeah, you're against Woodward Heights.
Amen.
I mean, this is not Ridge Road.
But the stop and go is what causes people to peel out and slam on their brakes and honk at each other. Bermuda, 30 cars deep.
Right, and they put the speed hump down there, and it was horrible for anyone who lived near it, but good for some people who didn't live there. And that's the problem with traffic calming, is it's good for some and terrible for others.
Right. But I can't remember the last time I saw a traffic stop on Woodward Heights, and I've lived here for 28 years. I've never once seen a semi stop on this road and 50 a day go by. Completely block it off. No one can get through.
You can see how far away our houses are from the street. Some are even closer. I mean, your house shakes.
Mine is. Mine's closer.
They all are.
Ours does too.
It just shakes when those semis go by.
After hearing from residents at the walkthrough and witnessing the mayhem of the cut-through traffic, Toole representatives were asked if they felt traffic should be reduced. None of the Toole representatives said traffic should be reduced.
When you saw the traffic yesterday, didn't you think we needed to reduce traffic?
No, that's a big answer. That's a big question. No.
After the walkthrough yesterday, do you think we need to reduce traffic on Woodward Heights?
So I was talking with this gentleman. So speed and volume often play.
I'm just talking about volume.
What's that?
I'm just talking about volume. You think the number of vehicles we saw yesterday, it's too many, and you say reduce?
I think there's the potential to reduce it.
I'm not talking about potential, I'm talking about what you don't think there's so much traffic?
I think that pedestrians need to be able to cross the street safely.
You're the second person who's not willing to say we get too much traffic in the street. And we're paying you $40.
Everyone's problem is the volume of cars. We have to address the volume of cars going by.
And you're having the audacity to use silly terms like traffic calming. You're fooling absolutely no one. Absolutely no one.
82 residents should have a say in the amount of cars that are going down their street.